just have to deal with it. For now, I'm just got some different coloured paints out. I've got a yellow there, a blue you can just see on the corner here, and an effect colour there. And I purchased this scroll saw piece at Turn SA. I got that from the South Oz Scrollers, and just painting it up. As you can see, I've already done a little bit. That's the yellow from there. That is orange, which is, some might even say it's a red, just because it's a dark orange. And then right, this line right here, I've painted red. So it's probably not super visual for you as it is for me, but I think you can zoom in on YouTube, so you might be able to see that a bit better. So I'm just going to do some painting, basically, just use my colour. Hear any random noises in the background? It's just Amber doing a little bit of cleaning. And I can't see the chat, so I apologise for that, because I've got the camera up away from my head and stuff. I grabbed another tablet to see if I could see the live. Hey, get out of it! Get out of it! The head fell off my brush while I was talking, and my cat's like, "Yes, thank you," scoots it off and starts soccering it around the lounge room. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I've got anyway, I've tried to open up the live on another device, but it's not letting me get into the chat side of things. So anyway, can't say I didn't try. So this colour here is actually a colour that I made up just on the spot at Turn SA, and that was one drop of the green and about 30 drops of yellow. So you can distinctively see the difference between the two. Max seems to think he needs to be on camera as well, so if you hear a cat meowing in the background, he's having fun. He seems to think while I'm working he needs my full attention, you know. So these paints are preferably used with the softest brush you can get. I can't say I've exactly ventured out and bought super expensive brushes. I've just got the place here called Office Works in Australia. This is where I've got the majority of my paintbrushes from. And then you got little cheap ones that I buy in a pack, and they get about 6 or 8 of them in a pack, and they're good to a point where when they start flicking, you got to start cutting the ends off, but they're not bad for finer detail. Anyway, so I was just going to use some of this effect paint here. That's called red wine, and just do some coral down the bottom here. I've already done some in, you know what, corresponding with what colours I've done up there, kind of thing. We'll give that a go. There's various ways you can apply this effects paint. It's kind of it's a bit of a tricky creature. It's you kind of bubble it, pull it up, and let it sit there. And it does have a better effect if you do that. If you paint it on, you probably have to do a couple of coats to get a decent effect out of it. I just prefer to pull it up in the spot and leave it there, and then it's just one layer done. But I'll have a full instruction on each product on my website when they get released. You probably don't see much in that. I'm not too sure to the degree of my lighting for you guys in here. It's sufficient for me, but I did try to do a demo for both people in front of me and on YouTube, but I wasn't really satisfied with it, to be honest. So it didn't. I don't even think it ended up getting uploaded. So that's okay. That's okay. I'm okay with that because it wasn't the greatest. It was meant to be my first live for Salisbury Crafts down Turner, say that kind of thing, you know. That's all right. Can't be helped. Like I said before, if anyone's in here, I can't see the chat. So I do apologise for that. I'll start doing either regular lives or regular videos. I'm really not that keen on editing. I really don't have the time for it anymore. Besides the amount of times I edited other previous projects and somehow lost the footage, so I just rather do a live, and YouTube can sort out the processing side of it. And I can go on my way. I'll get out the next effects color I'll get out will be a gold. That'll be one of the first that I release. Gold, and possibly it's a silver, but it's called a shimmer pearl. So it would probably those two, I would say. But I'll show you what they'll look like. What they'll look like when they come delivered, and how to revitalise them a little bit. Because the colourant sinks. Well, it stays like it for a couple of hours after you've stirred it, but obviously in delivery it's going to take more than a week, so it's going to settle. So this is the gold. These are the containers I'll be doing them in. They've got a threaded lid, and just as a little trick, I just get a little bit of the liquid in there and then the end, and just dab it around the lid and just close it, and when it dries it gives it a seal. So you've actually got to put a little bit of elbow grease in to get it open when you get it. See all the colour on the bottom there? You just stir that up. It stirs up very easily. But it's kind of like I'll get it. Oh, there we go. See, it's a good seal. It's kind of like stirring resin. You just need to draw it up from the bottom while you're stirring it to a degree. You'll feel the thickness in it. And just please keep in mind with this stuff too, this is the same as the gloss paints. Don't shake it, whatever you do. Well, obviously if you want to shake it, that's on you, but you're going to get bubbles in it, like serious bubbles that you're not going to be able to get out. You could try with a lighter, I suppose, but I don't know. I don't have one handy to experiment that with, so anyway, so I stirred up. There you go, that in there's. I don't know what my camera is showing up like, but anyway, there's the red wine one. I'll probably just, instead of wasting that little bit of colour there, I'll pop it into a bowl. Just run it around in the bowl until it's coated the bowl, just so I'm not wasting it. Kind of like this. Like it was just to see what it would do. It had blue in there originally. And then I put a violet effect over the top. You probably see it more on the sides, if anything. Stuck my finger in the bottom a couple of times because it's all the leftovers just run down to the bottom. Anyway, not really bothered about that. It was more that I just wanted to see what the effect was going to be like. Again, that colour's down the track. That was violet on blue. That was just that was probably 2 or 3 coats of violet. Probably you can tell by the big blob, dried up blob on the bottom. That doesn't matter. Alright, so get in and get a bit of this gold out so you can see it in white. Alright, so you got the gold there. Well, it's my version of gold anyway. Well, these paints, they won't dry straight away. A small piece like that will probably dry about half a day. There'll be a skin on it, and it'll be no good for painting. But you could probably grab it in a rag or something like that and wipe it on something if you didn't want to waste it. But I've got a piece bowl. I put that in there yesterday, and then just put another bowl over the top like that, just to stop the majority of the air getting into it. And that's still good. There's no skin over the top of that. Somewhat experimenting without trying to. And again with this gold too, I just tend to blob it on, so I'm not having to do any more than one coat. I'll take some pictures when it's done. Let's see if I can bring up these effects. There you go, now you got washing machine background noise. That's fine, don't worry about it. I was going to continue with the colour matching with the coral, but I thought, why can't we have some sparkly coral? Yeah? Not gonna hurt. So we're getting plenty of inquiries for US and UK, so that's good. Doug's going to be busy soon in the US, and Threads and Timber in the UK is going to be busy too. Threads and Timber's got their first order on their way on as we speak. Doug's already got stock, just not all of it, and he's getting some more soon. So I wonder if anyone checked out my socials, my personal and Salisbury Crafts. Some of the colours. There's a blue and a pink. I decided to go for a really dull pink because everyone's got the brights. So I'm going to go for something a bit dull. I don't mind it. It's very different. It's Pine Bowl. Sid repurposing turned them for me. Thank you very much. Just a bit of colour contrast there. Yeah. Red. Nope. People that know me, they know this is my favourite colour. So not too bad together. The colours. I had a tricky colour. I'll explain that. I sent Sid's repurposing as one of my product testers. I sent him some of the gloss paints that I'd made. For the better part, they worked quite well, except for one colour. Green decided it wanted to be blue when it dried, or more of a teal colour. So you got the green there, and this bowl in my hand, which obviously I've been using for a paint bowl, but just got you can see the teal there compared to that. It's just, and then like if you did see the outside, it looks green compared to the inside. That's probably had more than one coat. If you do one coat and it's green, it stays green. You do two coats and it goes. But that's just a new colour now that I've made made the green as well. You can see it there. I did have intentions on doing more colour contrast ones, that's why I've only done the inside blue and just haven't yet painted the outside. I'll probably do a yellow or something that makes each colour stand out a bit. There's a yellow there. Now, one coat, you still see the grain. 2 coats will hide it better, as you can see. 2 coats in there compared to that one. And 3 will get rid of it. Get rid of the grain. And if it doesn't, add another coat. But it's got a gloss in it, so you don't have to add a gloss, but it will prolong the colour longer if you pick out something that you prefer to use as a sealant, finishing sealant. Between myself and product testers, we've tried, I can't say we've tried everything, but we've tried the majority of things and we haven't had any reactions. So that's a promise, that's a start at least. I buggered this one up. I was doing this one yellow and I had blue on my gloves, so it went a bit green. Anyway, so I did that instead. Anyway, that'll be another paint bowl. So, first colour that I'll release will 100% be gold. Can't give you the name exactly at the moment because I haven't quite picked which one I want. And the shimmer pearl is roughly written on there. And like I said, you can see it in the bottom there. Alright, I'm gonna shut up for 5 minutes and paint some fish. I said fish. Sorry. Alright. Preferably go with these cheap and nasty ones at the moment. It's kind of they're a bit flat, you see, so you can get a corner painting going. What about it?
It's on the table.
Oh, no, you can take it. Oh, I did the dabbing down here, and I'll do painting on the. We'll just move that. I'll do the painting on the fishy. Gives you a little bit of an idea on the amount that's going to go down compared to blobbing it. I'm not going to have a lot of time for lathe work at the moment, so just trying to get a little bit of painting done. Try and buy some more of these pieces. trying to steal my coffee now. You still get a decent coverage, but yeah, I'm a bit of a fuss pot. Prefer to have it a bit thicker, and obviously I got a lot to play with, haven't I? It's, spreads out alright. You got to remember too that the particle in this is a reasonably heavy one, so the smaller area you have it, the quicker it's going to sink. I could probably get a light coating over that, but I kind of like it like that at the moment. Might try, I've got a brown that I haven't released yet. There. You're alright, don't worry about it. There. So that's 3 coats on there. As you can see, it's completely coated the wood. Still shows grain, but it just shows the paint sitting. It's not showing the grain per se. Anyway. So you can see the difference there between none and some, right? It's a nice dark brown. Some might say chocolate brown, I suppose. But you can't eat it, so it's not. Oops, what was that? Bit of crap on there. Anyway, if you want to see my colours in action, go to subscribe to Wood Spun Round Doug. He's more often than not does a live once a week. It's not always colouring, which is understandable. It's not every piece of wood needs colour, but he does a fantastic job. Right, as you can see, I'm probably leaning on that. Oh, pardon me, excuse the... No one heard that, did they? Right, so I'll leave that. See, that's it's not far from being dry up there now. It's not really that bad. So, right, don't worry. That's just me sticking my finger in the paint all the time. I'll never learn. I'll do a little bit of blue. Now, I was going to go to a true to form colour of these things, but they come in so many colours. The lionfish. So I just thought, oh, I'm going to do every colour then. It's probably more up my alley anyway. Alright, so it's just a slightly different brush. It's alright. I'm gonna say it's alright. It's cost me bloody double of what like a 20 pack of these cost just for this. So it's not the greatest, but you have to buy it to find out, don't you? Sometimes. Let's have a look what we got. I've got another device down here that I can see where that device is pointing. So it's such an old device. It won't update YouTube anymore. But I can look at YouTube on a internet browser. So it won't let me go into the chat or anything. So you get that. I'll probably do this fin here now. It's kind of hidden in there. Now the blue, for anyone that's used the blue airbrush stain, they'll know it goes a long way. And if they've spilt it, they'll know it goes a long way again, for a different reason. It's a very evil product. I've seen it. I've opened a bottle in a shop one day when I was showing a shop owner, and he was eating some breakfast out of his breakfast bowl, and he was about 4 feet away from me, probably even more, and I opened up the bottle, and within like milliseconds he goes, "What's this blue dot in my bowl?" Just so it travels, so you got to be really careful. Just you when you open the bottle after you've used it. After you've used it the first time, it's probably going to have a little bit of a mess if you don't wipe it off like that, right? So then when you open it, the first time's alright because there's no paint there. But when you open it the second time, it's going to go ever so slight. So point it at your friends, alright? Don't point it at your piece and don't point it at yourself. And then just get a like a fine. If you've got nails, you're alright. Just get your finger into the hole where the paint comes out when you've popped the lid open, and just flick out the dry paint. It comes out quite easily. I have experimented and tried leaving the bottle with the lid open for a little bit and having it on an angle so that all of the paint drains back out of that opening, but it never all completely leaves it. It always leaves a little bit dried up in there. So it's just best to just let it just completely dry in there and then just peel it out. So much easier. Oops, getting a little bit messy there. So other than videos that I put up from doing events with City of Salisbury, I'll probably just be doing painting lives. So it's basically just like watching paint dry. Probably boring for everyone but the person doing it. But I personally need lessons on how to use my products. I just need to practice. Washing's done. So you really don't need. I don't know if you can see that, but I've only got it on the tip, and it's still going a fair way. Yeah, as I said earlier, I can't see the chat, so I apologise for that. If you have a question, just leave it in the comments. Now, doing small applications like this, you don't need a mask. But if you're doing anything bigger, you definitely need a mask. Water-based. It still has a water-based solvent in it, so it's just for longer periods of using it. It's just better to use a mask. And probably gloves, to be honest. It's once it dries on your skin, your body, it actually has a relatively fast drying time. Well, the humidity here is reasonably high most of the time. It very rarely goes down to 30 or 40%, even in winter. On our coldest days it probably will, but not for very long. By night time it's popped back up again. So the drying time here probably has a lot to do with the humidity. But if your shop or house or whatever is heated, won't take long to dry. Sid has mentioned in his shed, in his workshop, he's got no heating, and he's mentioned that it has actually dried relatively quickly, like almost straight as soon as it's come off the brush. So I haven't had the opportunity to test it in our summer yet. So fingers crossed we have a summer this year, because sometimes we just have summer thunderstorms and they're no fun. So anyway. And I am in the process of developing paint pens from this paint. I've made 4 colours, but I'm personally still product testing them. I'd like to do probably a month's worth, maybe a little bit more, just to try it on different materials. And they write on glass and stainless steel. Haven't been able to try it on too many different types of steel, but definitely works on stainless steel. Some plastics it doesn't work on, like it works on Lexan. Lexan is a plastic that they use for models that you glue together or snap together, and also remote control bodies, RC bodies, and slot car bodies. They use Lexan, and they use another plastic as well. So, but yeah, has various applications.